Our opening contest tonight, the Drifters versus Bryce Hanson and Jesse Loon. Well, these guys making their way out to the ring here first at the Job Site Brewing Company here in Stratford, Ontario. We saw them for the first time ever last week in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and what an impact they made. It's the Drifters, Wade Allen up front, Isaiah Cross in the back.
All business once again this week, Mark. They're not here for the fans' love. They are here to collect a check and maybe whoop a butt or two in the meantime.
You know what's going to happen? The size of these two men. We saw what they brought to Books and Looks last week.
Just two different types of power on display here, and just so effective.
Look at the size of Isaiah Cross. Both men, as you mentioned, just different
Can't
types
teach
of power.
that.
And here we go, Bryce Hanson making his way to the ring. Now, this match all came about because last week, you know, of course, Bryce Hanson making the save after the Drifters decided to pick the bones, if you will, after the match.
Absolutely. Sometimes helping somebody else comes with a price, and we'll see if Bryce Hanson can pay it tonight.
The young lion bringing a chair into the ring, or outside the ring. Oh, I see. Matching the size of the gigantic Isaiah Cross. You know, he might not have the exact same size, but we've seen what Bryce Hanson could do in the ring, too.
Exactly. Brings the energy, brings the octane, you might even say.
And brings that mullet.
Most importantly.
Crowd loves him now. Bryce Hanson's regular tag team partner, Chili Brown of High Octane, not in Stratford this week, so he had to call upon the hometown boy here.
Do a little improvisation and having a little bit of a one-night-only tag team partner.
And why not get somebody from Stratford, Ontario himself? It's Jesse Loon. Yeah, I think Jesse Loon gained some respect last week of his hometown crowd here. I think the boos actually turned into Loon chants here now.
Yeah, at first they were saying Boone, then by the end of it, definitely saying Loon. Jesse Loon getting the crowd behind him, ready to bring it to the Drifters.
And it'd be interesting to see how him and Bryce Hanson work together here as a first-time tag team. Look to be in good spirits to start the night.
Time will tell how it ends. You have to think, though, that definitely gives the Drifters the advantage going into this match.
That is a terrifying man. Oh, look out. Can you show that on TV?
I guess you can.
And the Loon chants ring throughout Job Site Brewing Company here in Stratford.
No longer boo, all Loon.
And it looks like Loon's going to start off against Wade Allen here in our tag team matchup. You know, last week, the first time we saw the Drifters here, the ring could not even contain them literally as the top rope snapped off of our ring here and chaos ensued.
No, as you can see, the Hammerlock technicians got that ring back ready to go. Probably a little extra reinforcement knowing the Drifters were in our opening bout. We'll see if it holds up this week.
Massive headbutt from Wade Allen, taking down the hometown boy, Jesse Loon, right away. Off the ropes.
Trying to take Loon's head off there, my goodness.
Probably a good thing he ducked those two, or it might have been a quick match.
Loon building momentum in that corner.
Drop toe hold, face first. Wade Allen into the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling mat. And a quick tag into Bryce Hanson. Quick tag's very important. Keep yourself fresh on the big man.
Absolutely. For being a one-night-only tag team, Loon and Hanson, they're working together quite well.
Over the top rope with ease, Isaiah crosses in. And a hush comes over the crowd. We've got a duel of sorts here. Oh, okay. A classic duel. Paces to the corner. Turn around. And looks
the
like
old shoulder tackle standoff. Here we go.
Good for Bryce Hanson to be able to stand up to that.
Holding his own against the big man.
Drop kick, nip up. Hanson firing up and takes the big man down, chopping down that big redwood.
Call Bryce Hanson the axe because that big redwood is down.
The flowing locks coming down head first there with a headbutt. And a tag to Loon. We've never seen Isaiah Cross controlled like this. How long can they do it, though, is the question. Yeah, there we go.
The power of Isaiah Cross saying no thank you, being able to cut through both of those men.
Huge diving double clothesline. Picked up by the faux hawk and into the corner. Massive chop across the chest of Jesse Loon. He doesn't want any more of those.
And Loon just throwing himself at Cross, and Cross saying no thanks.
He's going to try and suplex the big man. Not sure this is the best strategy.
Definitely a bold one.
And reversed. Down to the mat goes Jesse Loon. Huge suplex.
And down with ease, I might add.
Cross into the corner, and Wade Allen is back in. Oh! Looking for this huge elbow. Loon out of the way, though.
That might have been a life-saving roll for Jesse Loon there.
Saw his life flash before his eyes, but he's dragged to the corner, and Isaiah Cross back in the ring. Thank you for joining us at Jobsite Brewing Company, Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, bringing back the golden age of professional wrestling. Look out. Oh!
Just throwing poor Jesse Loon. No regard for their opponent do the Drifters have. They are here to beat people up.
Pinfall in the corner. Loon gets his hand on the bottom rope. Not sure he knew where it was. It just happened to land there. The Drifters. As we mentioned, they do it for the money, but I think they enjoy hurting people too.
It sure seems that way. Hurting people and the ring.
Loon up now, another tag team
my
maneuver.
goodness.
Thrown onto the shoulders. His head's almost touching the roof of the Jobsite Brewing Company. Loon rolls through. 2.
Ooh, so close, but only 2.
There's the 2 count. Cross right after him, though. Face into the turnbuckle. Quick tags now from the Drifters. These guys know what they're doing.
Drifters finding their groove here. Unfortunately
momentum.
for Jesse Loon.
Oh,
and a huge drop
shot.
kick.
Look out. Tried to roll through. Jesse Loon once again escaping disaster.
Another life-saving roll from Jesse Loon.
And Bryce Hanson wants that tag more than ever.
You do not want to be in that corner when that cannonball comes.
Tag. Hanson in. Clubbing blows
Hanson
to each other.
Firing up, going on all cylinders.
Quick shot to the midsection. Reversal. Look out! Oh, a huge German suplex. Hanson is fired up. Might want to look out from behind. Oh!
Cross is there to shut it down just as soon as Hanson got that momentum.
Jesse Loon thrown through the middle rope. How is Hansen even to his feet? He's got to be seeing stars.
Wade Allen might be wondering that same thing, but
and
there
Hansen over the top, no, over the top rope.
And folks,
you can't do that.
In Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, that is a disqualification. We take the rules very seriously here. You cannot throw your opponent over that top rope.
Wade Allen arguing with the referee, not going to do a thing about it. These two men are not done yet. Oh!
If you needed proof the Drifters like to hurt people, there it is, folks.
Hansen thrown to the floor. Wade Allen throws him up in the torture rack position. Loon tried to escape. Oh! The wander on there from Wade Allen. And adjudication. The Drifters absolutely destroying Jesse Loon. Bryce Hansen has not got up from the floor on the outside, which caused the disqualification.
Domination in its purest form.
You know, somehow the Drifters, win or lose, are the ones standing at the end of the night, standing tall.
That's that edge you get sometimes when you're not there for crowd and just there for the check.
Loon trying to make... What is going on in the back there? We got to get our camera crew in the back. Bryce Hansen being destroyed on the walkway out.
My goodness, the Drifters just no remorse.
Chaos. We'll be back with more Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Don't miss the opportunity to see Hammerlock Pure Wrestling live. Visit HammerlockPureWrestling.com to see all of our exciting upcoming events.
Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action continues when Michael Grayson takes on Brickhouse Mick McGuire.
Well, this one should be interesting. We have a couple different weight classes, you might put it, in this match here.
Little mismatched from the weight class, but as we know in wrestling, that doesn't mean much because everybody brings their own je ne sais quoi to the ring, you might say.
The lights have gone out at Job Site Brewing Company in Stratford. Well, if we know one thing in professional wrestling, you never know what could happen when the lights go out.
As long as there's not a gong, I feel like we're safe.
And here he is, Brickhouse Mick McGuire, in the face of a fan already. That man's got a smile on his face, maybe because he's had a few too many Job Site Brewing Company drinks here, because I don't think I'd be getting in the face of Brickhouse Mick McGuire.
Absolutely not. The Brickhouse is all action tonight.
Oh, who said that? And he's the fan in the front row here blaming it on his girlfriend. He doesn't want any of Mick McGuire either.
Absolutely not. I mean, deflection is deflection, but I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
Oh, the classic. Go for the high five. Not so much. No, thank you, says Mick. I'm here to do one thing and one thing only.
That is hurt people.
Some fans trying to give Mick McGuire the business here. Seems very unfazed.
Yes, very stone-faced, ready for action is the Brickhouse Mick McGuire.
Could be an Anderson brother.
Absolutely. He's got the stone face for it.
And the chant starting already.
Crowd showing what they think of him.
Almost like the bull he is here, getting ready to go in the middle of the ring here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. And I imagine we may get a different reaction from our fans, as the smartest man in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling one half of Books and Looks.
Coming here to educate the Job Site Brewing Company.
The man with the moves, charisma for days. It's Michael Grayson. Look at the swagger from Grayson on the way to the ring.
A much different approach coming to the ring.
As you can see,
Connecting
McGuire,
those high fives this time.
McGuire not even glancing his way, not even giving him the satisfaction of watching his opponent come to the ring here. Guns to the camera. Let's go, says Michael Grayson. I think we know who the crowd's behind here at Job Site Brewing here in Stratford.
Definitely don't have a guess on this one.
Well, he didn't make any friends on the way to the ring.
I don't really think Mick McGuire cares, though. I might be wrong.
And once again, crowd fired up for Michael Grayson. Hugs for our ring announcer, Sean Bates.
Showing his appreciation for all the work that Sean does. And here we go. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action continues.
Maybe a mix of styles. Definitely a mix of weight class here. Mick, close to 250.
I imagine we will see why he is called the Brick House.
Michael Grayson coming in around 180. Now, I'm not great at math, but that looks to be about a 70-pound difference here in this matchup. And we're seeing the power of Mick McGuire kick off the match right now.
If Michael Grayson wants that win, the power game is definitely one you don't want to play.
The one thing we have to remember, though, as one half of Books and Looks, and the self-proclaimed, but I believe it's been proven, the smartest man in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Who else brings books from under the ring?
He knows what he's doing. A sure student of the game, the student, the teacher, he's everything. He may be able to outsmart Brickhouse Mick McGuire.
I think that's the key to victory in this match.
Mick shaking on that one. Wasn't quite sure. Didn't expect that from Grayson. And Grayson in control.
Showing his technical prowess on display.
Mick tried to get out for a moment there and right back in trouble.
Now, we talked about the advantage that a 70-pound weight advantage brings, the power advantage, sorry. Now, the speed that you might lose with that weight advantage, I think that has to be a big positive for Michael Grayson here and really showing it going into those that are the hammerlocks there.
Did you see the distance that Michael Grayson just flew across the ring?
The power, power versus speed definitely on display here.
Grayson wincing as Mick displays some of that power in the corner here. Showing him the guns. Look at the size of that arm.
Definitely impressive.
Oh, the classic bodybuilder pose here.
Everybody at the Job Site Brewing Company bought a ticket to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. They got a bonus ticket to the gun show.
From both men. Grayson now hitting the same pose. And
might have
a test of strength, maybe not the best idea for Grayson. We will see.
That pose might prove to be an error on Michael Grayson's part.
Oh, look out, look out. He is firing up. Kiss the guns for good luck as he walks into a test of strength.
Believing in his own biceps, here we go, test of strength.
You know, believing in yourself is half the battle, isn't it?
Absolutely.
A struggle
and
in
that
the middle of
belief
the
might
ring.
prove to be well met.
Grayson holding his own early in this match
Very
with the
impressive.
powerhouse. Cross body. Takes down Mick. 1, 2. No, just 1 count. Mick not letting it get any further than that. Scoops it. Nope. Tried to scoop him up. And Mick says, no thanks. How about a couple elbows to the back of the neck?
Just can't get him up. Here's my power game. But Michael Grayson showing his speed off again into the schoolboy. 2. Only
2 count. Looking for those quick pinfalls. Pinning combination once again. 1, 2. And Mick in trouble here on the ground.
Michael Grayson just keeping that momentum up.
Another 2 count.
Not letting Mick McGuire get a second to breathe, to compose himself.
A kick right to the face there from Michael Grayson.
Sound strategy.
When all else fails, kick him in the face.
Ain't pretty, but it sure can be effective.
The stomp in the corner now, allowing Mick McGuire to catch his breath a little too long.
You mentioned earlier could be an Anderson with that spine buster mark. I think you might be right.
Massive spine buster. And you can see the effect it had on Michael Grayson.
Stopping all of that momentum in its tracks.
Michael Grayson felt every one of those 70 pounds more than his weight when he stepped across the chest right there.
And Mick McGuire just relentless on those ropes. Has to be careful, as we saw in our opening bout. We take the rules here very seriously. That could lead to an easy disqualification.
Very close to a disqualification. You know, he was going to milk it for as long as he could. That's exactly what he did, but stayed within the rules of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling here. Oh, shot to the side of the head of Grayson. That's got to be it. 2. Grayson.
Little bit of life left in Michael Grayson after being kicked in the head.
Glassy eye look, though, as he kicked out of that one. Club to the back of the neck.
Power on full display.
And look at that, scooping
just
him right from the
him
ground.
Into a gut buster.
Oh. 1, 2. And Grayson still able to kick out. Trying to fight his way out of here, doing whatever he can. This time goes for the scoop slam once again. No.
That might just be instinct kicking in on Grayson's part.
Clothesline. He is down. You saw Grayson reaching for the back there. That 1, 2. That spine buster from earlier.
Really showing its effect. Every kick out just a little less forceful from Michael Grayson.
Crowd trying to fire up Grayson now. Mick says, I'll scoop you up. Much easier. And slam to the ground, to the mat. 1, 2. And a kick out.
For somebody favoring their lower back earlier, that can't have felt good.
Grayson pulled up from the mat now. And a huge chop right back into the corner. Look out, Grayson in a vulnerable position now. Huge splash in the corner and off to the other one for a ride.
The brick house with a full steam, and Grayson says no, meeting him with the knee to the face.
The high knee out of nowhere there from Grayson. Huge desperation move, both men down. Just caught him right in the right spot, right time.
Enough to take all of the momentum from the brick house and bring him down to the mat.
And referee counting now. We're at 4, both men trying to make their way to their feet with the help of the ropes on each side. Clothesline now from Grayson. He is fired up.
Grayson finding his second wind. Will that be enough to get him the victory? Almost looked like he was going for a backbreaker.
Springs off the ropes.
Huge elbow.
Back elbow. Down goes Mick. He can't believe it himself. Where do we go next, says Grayson. Oh, he drops him. 1, 2. And the kick out.
Close. That was 2.99. Almost looked like a regal cutter from Michael Grayson there.
And referee down in a great position, making sure this isn't a choke.
Very important that that arm is under the chin. Michael Grayson needs to be careful.
Mick McGuire in a tough spot here. He's miles from the ropes.
Almost looks like Mick McGuire's fading.
Looked like he almost went for a tap there, but told the referee, no, he's still good. Grabs the rope.
Makes it to that bottom rope. Michael Grayson has to let go of that hold.
And you see the disappointment in the front row here at Job Site Brewing. They thought Michael Grayson had it.
But will that be enough to stop the momentum of Mick McGuire and bring that victory home?
Up to the second rope. Caught by McGuire.
There's my answer. It is nope. And a huge
fall-away
slam.
To the mat, McGuire with that same angry, smug face he had on the way to the ring.
You can tell McGuire feels he is in total control.
The disrespect stepping over the body of Michael Grayson now. And look out, the big man up to the second rope. Grayson pops up, though, in the perfect position for a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3.
Grayson did it.
Michael Grayson taking advantage of Mick McGuire with his back turned. What a victory.
He might not have the power advantage in that match, but a power bomb brought it home.
He saw his opportunity. He took it, and that's all that was needed. Still holding that lower back. The Germans and the spine buster and
backbreakers, fall-away slams. You got to give it to Mick McGuire. Working a body part just wasn't enough tonight.
McGuire just caught with his back turn. That's all it was. Well, Grayson high-fiving fans. You see in the background, though, McGuire is not happy. How could he be?
Almost stalking Michael Grayson to the back. Frustration showing.
You know, Michael Grayson got the victory here, but I'd be sleeping with one eye open at this point.
Absolutely.
As Mick McGuire makes his way to the back. We'll be back with more Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, bringing back the golden age of professional wrestling on YOURTV. In event, a #1 contenders match, Vikram Prasher versus Brian White.
This next contest is your main event for the evening, and it is the #1 contention for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. It's scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit.
Well, the stakes are as high as they can be without it being a title match. That being the #1 contenders match here. Who's going to face Rodney Matthews, the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling World Champion?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Mark. It might not be a championship like you said, but winning that #1 contendership, that puts you in line. You are next, ready to win the gold.
And this man wanting to get right there at the top in the title picture. It's the Punjabi prodigy, Vikram Prasher.
Prasher bringing nothing but swagger to the ring with him.
Absolutely loves soaking in the booze. I think it actually fuels him. Checking the top rope. Maybe that's because of the top rope disaster we had in the past year last week in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
You know, better safe than sorry, especially with stakes this high.
Now Prasher wants there, but of course, one man stands in the way. He also wants to get to the top and face Rodney Matthews for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. That being the honorable one, Brian White. Mouth guard in, he's ready to go.
Fired up, ready to bring home the victory.
Nothing like a sing-along to get you started.
You know, if there's one thing in wrestling that we can all agree on is that everybody loves to sing. Great way to get the crowd in your corner as well. Brian White
Narrowly
really
avoiding that water bottle.
just the head games are already starting.
Prasher did not appreciate that. Took the sunglasses off to make sure he locked eyes with Brian White. These two men, they know what's at stake here. Number one contender.
The intensity already covering both men's faces.
Weighing 190 pounds from London, Ontario, the Punjabi prodigy, Vikram Prasher. Next champ, weighing 200 pounds from Sarnia, Ontario, the Honorable One, Brian White.
The confidence oozing from both men here.
I was about to say, Vikram Prasher, you could hear him just already say next champion. You might not want to get the cart before the horse here. There's still a long way to go and a man named Brian White in your way.
Now, Brian White, recently in the title picture as well. He won a number one contenders match in Dorchester recently. Just came up short in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, you got to believe if it wasn't 2 out of 3 falls, Brian may be our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion right now.
Absolutely. You know, coming up a little short, but he's been to that promised land. He knows he's so close. He has that taste for it. He wants to take another shot at the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
You know, you see that happen in sports sometimes where a team is there, they're in the finals year after year, and then finally something puts them over the top and they become world champions.
Exactly.
That's exactly what Brian's looking for.
Just that extra fire you get from being so close yet so far. You can see it on Brian White's face here tonight. But Vikram Prasher, ready to say no. Bit of a title or a complicated title history with him as well.
This one a little bit more personal for Prasher. Prasher trained by the great Tyson Dukes, former Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, first ever Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion. And he was lined up to take him on. However, you know, match delays, things got in the way.
Things happen, you know.
Rodney Matthews ends up taking the title off of Tyson Dukes. Tyson Dukes retires, so he never got to face his mentor. Can you imagine the dream taken away?
Exactly. It's got to feel like a lot of unfinished business on Vikram Prasher's side. You might not get that match with Tyson Dukes, but you can still take that title. And you have to believe that's fired Vikram up.
It's become personal where Rodney Matthews, Vikram believes is in his spot.
Absolutely.
Controlling Brian White.
You have to imagine he feels like he deserves that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. That should have been his.
Watch out, grabbing the hair there. Got away with a little hair pull.
Got to be careful, though, especially with stakes this high. You can't bend the rules, Prasher.
The rule book is rock solid here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Rules are law in the golden age.
And our referee getting a closer look, making sure nothing like that happens. Now Brian White in control.
Just twisting the arm, leaving that abdomen exposed, slapping Prasher, trying to take the air right out of his body.
Now Brian White, not only a professional wrestler here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, a city councilman in Sarnia. Can you imagine those meetings?
I can. I imagine everybody would be on his side when a decision is made. You don't want to be on the opposite side. You might end up on the wrong side of a suplex.
Suplex through the boardroom table. Rolling through Prasher. In control for the moment, side headlock. Both men drop to a knee. Got to feel each other out. Again, with the stakes this high, one quick mistake.
Exactly, it's
could
all
be a
over.
problem.
Because we like to talk a lot about what happens when you win.
Is that a noogie?
It almost looked like a
the
noogie from Prasher there. Just disrespect.
There's a throwback. Anyone with a big brother knows.
As an only child, I can say I'm not familiar with the art of the noogie, but can imagine it is effective.
Brian pushing the leg down. Rolls through. Side headlock takeover and back in control in the center of the ring at Job Site Brewing Company here in
think
Stratford.
We might see a little noogie revenge from White. No, just wrenching that neck.
That may be worse than a noogie. Not many things are worse than a noogie, but wrenching the neck like that
might make that list.
Jarring the spine and everything of Vikram Prasher.
Prasher trying to use his whole body to escape this headlock here.
Both men back to their feet. Wait for the takeover once again. Prasher blocked it. Off the ropes, ducks the clothesline. And right back. In control, the honorable one, Brian White.
Quite effective there by White. But again, Prasher using those legs, trying to get out of that headlock, but White not having any of it.
Old school Brian White wearing him down very early in the match here. Going for the back body drop. Off the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Takes down Prasher.
Brian White just ready to stop Vikram Prasher's offense at every turn.
Scoops him up and down. And the elbow right to the heart of the Punjabi prodigy Vikram Prasher.
Simple yet effective offense from Brian White.
White to the corner now. Making his way up to the second rope. And the axe handle kind of caught him with an elbow there. 1, 2.
Hand, elbow, still made impact.
Effective. And the suplex. Honorable one, Brian White. He had his last opportunity slip away. He does not want that to happen again here.
You can just see Brian White stay on Vikram Prasher here. Vikram not really having much of an opportunity to get in this match quite yet. You can see how much that's another shot at Rodney Matthews and the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship means to Brian White.
Referee telling him, watch where you're going here, Brian White. It jumps off the second rope and chop block from behind takes out the leg of Brian White.
This might be the open Vikram Prasher was looking for.
Nothing like trash talking the crowd as he's in control of his opponent.
Prasher needs to be careful, though.
You know, he calls himself the Punjabi prodigy. There's some truth to that. This man's been featured in Ring of Honor.
The talent is there. Vikram Prasher, he is confident, but he deserves every little bit of that confidence.
Working the ankle now. Get that leg out of there, he says, and goes right back to work on the ankle of Brian White.
Prasher seems to have found his footing in that match. Slight pun intended.
Working the leg and the knee of Brian White. He's down right in the center of the ring. And shots to the chest as well. Right back to the leg. He has found his target.
And the smack talk coming out of the mouth of Vikram Prasher. Insulting Brian as he works on that leg.
Oh, he's at the ring post now. Using the ring as a weapon. Wrapping that knee around the post.
That can't feel good.
Writhing in pain. Brian White just trying to get away from Vikram Prasher at this point.
Oh, and just wrapping that knee around the
Your
the
leg's
ring
not
rope.
supposed to bend like that.
But again, Prasher needs to be careful. While this offense is effective, it could land him with a disqualification. At the referee's discretion.
He does not want that again. Scheduling problems took away his last title match versus his mentor, his trainer, the great, the legendary Tyson Dukes. He doesn't want it taken away, an opportunity to face Rodney Matthews. Taking the knee out once again.
Just pit bull-like focus.
You got to believe Vikram Prasher had a game plan going in here, and he is executing it to perfection at this moment.
Bit of a slow start, but you can definitely see that Prasher's found his groove.
Oh, look out,
And
Brian, out of
just
nowhere.
like that, Brian White bringing the momentum to his corner with a 2 count.
Shoulder up from Vikram Prasher. And the chant for Brian White now, trying to will him back to his feet. It took all he had to get that. Bringing him up to one knee, and oh!
Prasher bringing White out down as soon as he got up.
They have lost a couple teeth on that one.
You can see the Punjabi prodigy really complimenting himself in his quick thinking there.
Luckily had the mouth guard in. Brian White might look a little different walking into those city council meetings. Stretching the neck now.
And just chopping the chest, Vikram Prasher working all parts of White's body.
Tugging at the ears and maybe grabbed a little bit, a handful of hair there, but
Referee's discretion. Prasher wrapping those knees around his leg.
taking a moment to... Oh! Not going to feel great on the knee for Brian White that he's been working on all match long. You can see the pain in the face right now.
I believe that's just a torturous Indian deathlock from Prasher. My goodness, with a bridge.
Arching the back, and look at this. Look
Finding
at the confidence.
room to be confident.
Willing the crowd on for more boos.
Who needs the crowd when you have an ego like Vikram Prasher's in your corner?
Twisting and wrenching that knee. Brian White can feel this opportunity slipping away, but no! Gets to the bottom rope just in time.
White still in this match, but Prasher not letting go, a little oomph, a little extra before he releases those legs.
After the buzzer on that one. And more confident than ever, the Punjabi prodigy Vikram Prasher
Needs to stay on that offense.
He's in full control right now as White is out in the corner. How badly does Brian White want it? That's what he needs to tell himself right now. And pull something out here.
But with offense like this, how deep can Brian White dig?
Chop to the chest. Reversal. Thrown into the corner. And moves out of the way, Prasher once again.
Prasher taking a second to get his bearings here.
Good thing the ropes were there, or Brian White may have been back down. Stops himself.
White firing up.
He's been asking those questions himself. How bad do I want it? One off of every turnbuckle.
Meeting every little bit of that corner was Prasher's face.
And you see the knee that Prasher's been working on all match long coming into effect here as Brian cannot even get to his feet. Crawls his way over to Prasher. Oh, he's lucky there. Had Brian White went over the top rope, that would have been a disqualification.
Vikram Prasher playing with fire there. That's a very good point, Mark.
Brian White catching himself may have actually saved himself, or saved Prasher from a disqualification there.
It must just have been instinct kicking in there, but you can see the confidence immediately coming back to Vikram Prasher. It's almost like the more control he gets in this match, the confidence raises right up with it.
Very close to the ropes as he tried another submission hold. Prasher, instead of finishing the match here, opting to... And the noogie is back! Such a disrespectful move.
Shades of middle school torment.
And right back where we started. Brian White, 1-2. Tried to catch him with a quick one. Side headlock back in control. And Brian White may be out. What does he have left?
That's a great question. White looking to answer it right here. Back up to his feet.
Shots to the ribs. Prasher on the ropes. And a huge drop kick to the face. Down goes Brian White.
Prasher turning himself almost into a bullet there.
That might be it. 1, 2. And White with a huge kick out, showing that he still has something left. He knows what it's like to be in a championship match. He wants it again in this #1 contenders match.
White willing to throw everything he has in that ring to go back just for another shot at that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
Prasher clubs to the back, drops him down. The DDT. And the kick out.
Not a lot of oomph behind that kick out, though.
White just going on his experience now and maybe instinct with these kickouts. Trying to find out exactly where Prasher is. That's
just
where he is.
Stalking White.
And dropping the knee. Oh, the knee is just...
I have to imagine it's in agony at this point.
Telling the referee, no, I don't want to quit, but you got to think he's been thinking about it at this point. Oh, the pressure on the side of the knee.
That knee. My goodness.
You can see the pain in Brian White's face right now, and you see the relaxation, the control that Vikram Prasher has.
And that's it. You can just see the confidence and control that Vikram Prasher has. He knows he's at the home stretch here.
Slaps to the chest here. That's all he can do at this point. Brian White
is holding on by a thread.
Stretches out and grabs that bottom rope, gets himself to safety for the moment. Shot to the jaw.
You have to ask, though, how much does White have left in the tank?
He has been battling this whole match for the opportunity at the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. A match with Rodney Matthews awaits. Gets Prasher up and drops him. The Death Valley Driver. Can you believe it?
A classic DVD.
2. No,
So
Prasher
close.
kicks out.
2.99. Little bit left in Prasher. The Death Valley Driver, not enough to bring it home.
Incredible that Brian White was able to, the knee was stable enough to hold Prasher up there for just as long as he needed.
Really showing off the power there.
May have taken the last bit out, though, as he crawls to the ropes now.
That crowd trying to will Brian White on.
He's back to a vertical base.
Has enough left in the tank. Here he goes. Is he going for another one?
This may be, and the knee.
The knee says no.
The knee gives out.
You can see Prasher, the opening.
And the chop block from behind once again.
Prasher like a shark.
Oh, the Punjabi perfect plex. 3, there it is.
A great showing by Brian White, but Vikram Prasher had a game plan and he stuck to it.
Vikram Prasher is your #1 contender for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
Prasher worked that knee put him in a perfect position to get the Punjabi perfect plex locked in.
Brian White so close at the end, went for the second Death Valley driver, but the knee just could not handle it. As you mentioned, the game plan worked to perfection. And Prasher now, although he may have had some doubts during that match, he'll never let anybody know about it.
Absolutely not.
Let's hear what he has to say. Rub the salt in the wound of Brian White.
Complete disrespect.
I don't know if you just watched what happened, but I just beat the piss out of a senior citizen and I'm not ready to do it again.
You might have to get security out here.
Absolutely. Prasher might be one comment away from a riot.
So this victory just made the Punjabi prodigy Vikram Prasher the #1 contender to the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
And you can tell how much he likes calling himself the new #1 contender.
Hey, want to get in here and make me lose?
Now that's just unnecessary. Calling out the fans.
So, that means I have a match in the main event of the 7 p.m. show tonight, right here at Topside Brewing, against the current Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, Rodney Matthews. Rodney Matthews, the books and books. But you know what? I had a lot on my mind I wanted to say, but I'd rather say it to his face. So Rodney Matthews, get your ass out here right now.
Is he calling out our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, Rodney Matthews?
It sure sounds that way. Prasher not backing down. Not wasting any time.
And as we know, a fighting champion he is, Rodney Matthews, out here instantly.
Making his way to the ring, tired of hearing what Prasher has to say. I can't imagine Rodney Matthews takes well to Prasher disrespecting his fans like that.
I'll tell you what's going on. You're looking at your opponent tonight for that championship at the 7 p.m. show. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this. I want you to pay attention to this. Because a lot of you guys right now don't understand what's happening. You guys are watching two young, up-and-coming talents on the Ontario independent wrestling scene with tons of potential to become the top guy in pro wrestling, staring at each other right now. And tonight, you guys are going to get to see us go one-on-one for that very title. Yeah, that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship. And you know what? Rodney Matthews, for those of you who don't know, he actually defeated our coach, our mentor, Tyson Dukes, to win that title. I can't fault you for that. I was watching from the sidelines and you had a tear in your eye, as Tyson Dukes had a tear in his eye. And dare I say, I almost had a tear in my eye. Until I realized what happened. That title's prestigious, but it's about a little more than just winning my first pro wrestling championship. I was supposed to face Tyson Dukes before you did. To prove myself to him, and that's the point I didn't get to prove. That's a moment in my career that was robbed from you. So to tell a lot more than just winning that championship, because now, my point tonight is to prove Hammerlock Pure Wrestling wrong.
We want Chili Brown.
Well, guess what? He's not here tonight, and he hasn't competed for that title. And if he wants a title shot, he's going to have to beat me for it, because I'm going to beat you for it. The point that I'm trying to prove here tonight is that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling picked the wrong man. They laid their eggs in the wrong basket, because from the time that this company started, the first two main events, who faced Tyson Dukes? It was you. Who fell short twice? It was you. And then we move on. They're like, oh, this guy's not man enough to beat Tyson Dukes. Let's have him face baby Ethan Dukes. And what happened there? 2 time-limit draws. Guess what, buddy? Last time I was in Stratford, I beat Ethan Dukes 1, 2, 3. Whoa! But You have been babied by this company from the start, and they've been protecting you from me.
Thrasher pleading his case here.
We alluded to it earlier. This was personal for Thrasher, and boy, is he letting him have it.
You can tell he's been waiting to say this.
You've been protecting for me this whole time, and tonight I'm going to prove that when I beat you for that championship. Rodney Matthews has been all around Ontario, making a name for himself, and you've done a damn good job, because when you step in between these ropes, I almost want to say there's nobody that Tyson Duke's trained who could beat you 1, 2, 3. But the problem is, you're standing across the ring from the man who can. Retired Tyson Dukes. You're not even going to be remembered as part of Books and Looks. You're not even going to be remembered as Miley's boyfriend. You're going to be remembered as a bitch. And at the end of the night, this joke right here of a ring announcer is going to get my name right when he announces the new Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Champion, the Punjabi prodigy, Vikram Thrasher. Behind that smile, I see some anxiety, so don't worry. When I go home with that championship tonight, I'll be sure to give Miley a kiss goodnight.
Come on now.
Taking it just a little too far there, Vikram Thrasher. My goodness.
Unnecessary. Making no friends here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Calling out a ring announcer.
Listen, you guys talking, so it's my turn. You seem to think that you're owed a lot, and don't get me wrong, you're very talented, Vikram. You call yourself a Punjabi prodigy, right? You're acting more like a Punjabi princess.
Jobsite Brewing Company telling Vikram Thrasher exactly what they think of him.
These people have heard enough. I came to Stratford to have a good time tonight. So why wait? Why wait until tonight, Vikram? Let's do this now.
Rodney Matthews doesn't want to wait. He wants to do it right now. Vikram Thrasher, are we going to see a championship match right now?
Impromptu title match. I say let's do it.
Thrasher one leg in and one leg out.
A lot of talk from Vikram Thrasher, but the most important thing he's saying is that he's going to do it on his terms.
Absolutely. He is the #1 contender. We will see that match when Vikram Thrasher is ready.
A lot of strong words, and I imagine the action in the ring is going to match it right up.
Thank you for joining us on Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Stay up to date with all things Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com. Thanks for joining us for Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on YOURTV.